Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I am your host. 3 out of 7 ain't bad, and we are broadcasting high above Civic Center Station. Tonight, I'm hoping one topic will be enough to carry the day, but instead, I'm going to start with the fact that uh, the Washington Post just kind of cut their entire sports department. There were writers that were in Italy that were working on the Olympics that came home to, nothing. They didn't send anybody to spring training. The sports section is basically like AP wire stories now. Um, sorry, I'm looking at a frozen version of it. Chris, are you there?
Yeah.
There he is.
So in your best from the your best McGonklin group from with or without the the SNL improv, what is does it matter that the Washington Post doesn't really have a sports department anymore?
Does it matter to us or does
Like,
it
does it
matter
matter?
in
Does it
general?
matter? Period. Does it matter?
No,
Period.
absolutely not.
Not anymore.
No, Scott.
First of all, we don't
Yeah.
even recognize something as, I mean, I know it's like WashingtonPost.com, but like
Hmm.
uh, probably 60% of the stories on WashingtonPost.com over the last 8 to 10 years were probably AP and Wire stories anyway.
Well, I mean, they previously had a sports department, though. They previously
No, but
had sports
okay, but like
writers.
the local newspaper that I read, the Bergen, which is the Bergen Record, which is NorthJersey.com now,
Hmm.
again, they've shunned most of their sports department, and most of their articles
I
are AP. Same with NJ.com, the Star Ledger. Like
and
they've been phasing these out over time, so it's not.
the
I don't. I
this
don't think it matters. I really don't.
the former sports writer in me will say the thing was the Washington Post didn't have AP. They didn't previously, prior to their cuts, they didn't have that. They had a sports department. They
No,
wrote
I'm
their
saying
own
these other
stuff,
papers
but
have sports department. Mark, what I'm saying is they were probably phasing it in over time. I'm sure their sports department that got let go a month ago was smaller than their sports department was 8 years ago.
yes, but
So
they
they were
cut.
phasing it out. They just made the final step. But as a journalism person, you should know that was coming. Like I don't,
Yeah,
and I just don't think it matters.
I blame Martin for this whole thing.
I I blame myself because I don't even know if there's a. That's the thing I blame myself
I
for is
think, I think, and this is going to sound gross, and I'm just monopolizing conversation because I don't care.
Huh?
Um, I think, and I understand why, and I want to give you a hug. I think you want it to matter more than it does because of who you are, and I love who you are, and I get it.
I
But
think
I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't. But I think it matters because you're not getting a true independent source of news. You're just going to be
Nobody
getting,
cares about that, though.
and that's the
You
problem.
walk right into the trap. Nobody gives a shit. We were previously talking about things going on in the political spectrum of our
No,
country. Does anyone care about truth or sources in any type of media now?
yeah, well,
Actually, that's both.
Get it
I've got
fast and get it wrong is the
it's
new
the
media.
meme of there's the meme of the tear coming down my eye. It's just
Right.
sad to hear,
You're the Indian turning around and looking at the garbage in the old
basically.
1970s commercial.
Well, I feel more like the Indians and sinners who tried to get those people out and then said, "Hey, we're out of here. Good luck."
I've
Because
heard from several people that that's an
It's
awful movie.
Guardians, you guys. It's Guardians.
really,
Pronounced Guardians.
It's what?
It's pronounced Guardians.
Oh, not Indian. It's gotta be
you're
basic.
right. They are pronounced the Guardians. And you've heard that Sinners is a horrible movie, really?
From multiple like live action people have said it's like the most overrated thing. Like they just didn't see why it could be nominated for 3 awards, never mind 75 awards.
Okay.
See that many things. Sure.
I'll transition horribly to so how much spring training have you watched in the last week? Has it increased or are you still at the same amount? Chris, go ahead.
I watched about 3 minutes today at Buffalo Wild Wings while they were trying to figure out how to change the channel to the Knicks game. So it was involuntary.
So you still haven't seen that bat, Scott? How about you? You're checking box scores,
No,
but
what's
Yeah.
worse is it was Texas Rangers spring training baseball.
oh,
Oh,
oh, you could have
how
checked
they
out Brandon Nimmo
looking?
or yeah, what you see? I was
Rico
gonna say what's going on.
Petroselli was not. Pete Incaviglia was waiting to come
He's no Peter Cavilla.
in.
I've watched
Cavilion, sorry,
minimal.
go ahead.
I think so I have the alerts on my phone. I guess when they score, because like I'm getting updates on like when we're scoring
Oh,
runs. And so I'm hearing about that, but I haven't watched any real at bats
okay.
yet. But
I
I think I will watch some kind of World Baseball something if like should it be on at the right time and
I guess
you
I
know
was saving
uh,
that for next week, but this is almost because it starts in about a week's time. It starts, I want to say, next week is the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah,
So,
but the
Chris,
guys have left.
do you
Can't.
care at all? Do you care about that at all, or no?
No, I've never. I've tried getting into it.
Mm.
Can I? One question: why can't they just start with the World Baseball Classic and then when that's done, start spring training? Like, why couldn't they have done this 3 weeks ago?
Because their players are also trying to get in some sort of because I
Well,
guess
use the World Baseball Classic as that, and then other people are just early to spring training or whatever. It
I
seems so weird to do like a week and a half of spring training and be like, all right, all the good people are leaving, so
I
Martin
I,
Kester, you get at bats with the big club for the next week and a half,
I
even
you
though you're
know,
going to be in single A.
but in that sense, it is giving the teams that are losing those great players a chance to see those top prospects that actually do get time because so and so is gone for X amount of time. And it is the only time period because it's the same thing as the what was it, the four
So
nations
the
that
years the World Baseball Classic isn't playing, they don't get a chance to look at those prospects.
I mean, I don't know because isn't the Olympics in one of those years? Because that's the whole point is
Baseball
they're going to
hasn't been
have
in
it
the Olympics since 2006, I think.
and I think they're going to try it again in 28 when it's in
Oh,
LA.
okay.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm talking about the previous 10
I'm
years when the World Baseball
I'm
Classic's been going on and there's been no Olympics.
I don't make money from the World Baseball Classic to defend them well enough to tell you why. I'm just saying that it seems about what they've used it for. It's the point to have, everybody kind of wants that global feel of the kind of thing like you got with everybody watches the Olympics in the hockey Olympics and they see everybody suddenly flipping out for the USA and Canada and all stuff like that. And the same thing happened when the NHL broke apart for what was it, the Four Nations Cup or
Yeah, but
whatever it
they
was called.
yeah, but they played 2/3 of their season when they did that. They didn't have a week and a half of training camp and then
Uh,
just put everything on hold.
but when else are you going to do it in the baseball season? When are you going to stop in the middle of July and just say we're all just
No,
going to pause
just
for the
do it
next month?
2 weeks ago. That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's
Just do it
still at
instead of starting spring training. Start with the World Baseball Classic. It's only
all
two
right.
weeks. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Did you give the guy 2 weeks for God's? So wait, are they going to continue spring training while the
Yeah.
So it's like
yes.
so back in the day when we used to go to spring training games when we were in school, there'd be these split squad games, and you didn't know what team you were getting because there wasn't the internet really to tell you. So you
Yeah.
could go and it would just be like it was really kind of a scrubby
Hmm.
bunch of
Yeah. But that still happens these first couple of weeks that they've
yeah.
been doing it. But now it's just worse because the Yankees have 16 guys, the Mets have 16 guys in the World
Yeah.
Baseball Classic. You're not getting,
A lot.
imagine a split squad game now.
We got a
That's
lot.
what I'm saying. You're getting some real
Yeah.
losers.
I will use that to perfectly transition because you said exactly the fact that we saw spring training games back before the internet, so you didn't know what was going on. You had no idea what was happening there because the information wasn't there. So the question I asked, and I posed it to you beforehand, I guess I didn't say it live in action, but Chris, do you believe in Xennials?
You've asked that 3 times, and I've never bothered researching it, so I have no
I knew
clue what
you
you're
wouldn't.
talking about.
I love that. I do. I
But
knew
I
you
did hear
weren't
they have
going
the
to.
internet. I did hear they have the internet on computers now.
Scott, are you familiar with Xennials?
Not really. What's the definition of a Xennial?
Okay, well, a Xennial is essentially the birth between 76 and 85. And the point is because
Wait,
it's
what?
being
It has
born.
nothing to do with this has nothing to do with Zendaya.
Actually, it is because if you're a Xennial, then Zendaya would have been. She's just young enough that it's like I don't. My kids grew up. I watched Zendaya grow up. I
Is
saw
it
her on
Zendaya? Did I totally butcher? Oh my god, am I on the
Xennial. Don't
internet
worry about it.
saying mispronunciating Zendaya?
who's who's Zendaya?
Zendaya is. Let's see.
Am I
How would
wrong
you know
saying
her?
Zendaya, or am I doing what's the
Who's
kid?
who's
It's
What was the
Zendaya.
kid?
It's
What was the
who's
Zendaya.
Zendaya?
You
No,
don't
no, wait,
watch.
wait,
You
wait!
don't
Stop
watch
everything. What was the
Spider-Man.
name of the kid from?
She's in Euphoria. You ever seen Euphoria on HBO? That's the show that
He's
you might
never seen.
watch.
He's never seen that.
No, I know, I know. So I'm trying to
I've
go.
never
I
seen anything.
That's right. You so then you don't
Stop.
know.
so you're
Stop.
not
I've
if
never
you've
seen
never
anything.
seen anything. She's in commercials. I mean,
That doesn't mean I don't know who's in every fucking commercial.
well, you're asking me who she is. I'm trying to help you figure out who she is.
Well, wait, Martin. What was the
I don't know
name
what
of
else
the
to tell
kid?
you.
Huh?
What was
Go
the
ahead.
name of the kid that they were trying to push
Okay.
through
That
on
doesn't mean I know who she is.
American Idol that Howard Stern was voting for? What was the name of that kid? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you not know?
Clay Aiken?
No, no, no. It was a kid. He was like he wasn't good, but they were trying to like push him through.
William Hung?
No, Martin. Anything? Any
Dude,
help?
I never watched American Idol. I hated that show from jump because
All right. I thought
no,
it
I
was like
truly
something.
I've
no.
watched more episodes of the show Zendaya is in than I have American Idol.
Well, the whole point of the Xennial, which is what I brought this up from, it is a age group because we're in between the Gen Z and the millennial, and Gen Z has
Sanjaya. It was Sanjaya. Sorry.
you're just making up stuff
You can
now.
edit this whole. You can just edit this whole thing out. But Sanjaya and Zendaya do rhyme. There's something to what I was doing. Uh,
Oh,
I'm gonna leave.
Sanjaya.
You guys can continue without me. I apologize. I'll just sit here frozen.
Generation X is currently, and this is the part of it, is ages 45 to 60. You're supposed to
Right.
still look about 30 to 40. This is just a meme that was sent to me, which is kind
Yeah,
of
I was
just
gonna say,
fits it
Martin,
though.
stop reading the internet.
So wait, you know what's crazy
But
is
it
even
fits.
like even this moment, I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying about this Xennials thing, so I still don't know what
Well, I
I
haven't said
heard like
anything.
the tail end of it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in this," and then I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
were you born between 76 and 85?
yeah.
Yes. So then you are in the Xennial age.
And what does
The
that mean
point
now?
is,
What do I
it
get? Do I win
basically
something?
means
Does it pay your
you
mortgage?
it doesn't pay your mortgage. It just means that you had your childhood in the analog world and your young adult in the digital world. That you're split in between both of those and know both of those sides. Like the easiest way is you're were you and I might have asked you this about before, were you ever a latchkey kid? Did we have that conversation at the end of the last
No.
podcast or no?
Have you ever been beaten with a rotary phone? Is that what you're
That's
saying?
the other
Which is
part of it.
which is
That
which is
that you know
French
what
for are you a latchkey kid?
basically I was gonna say you know what a rotary phone is. That there's the generation before us, Generation X or whatever like that, are familiar with rotary phones, but millennials have no idea what that is. We're right in the middle because we know both sides of it. That's Xennials. That's the whole thing about it. But you never did answer the question about latchkey kids. Were you a latchkey kid, Scott? Is who I'm
Nah,
asking.
not really. I mean, like I
You're aware of it. You know of
yeah,
the
yeah,
existence of
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris, or you had everybody was always at your house.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there were other people at my house. Never mind my family. All you clowns were there most of the time too.
We
Well,
So
it
didn't really
helps.
use keys. Either one of our, you know what I mean? Like it was kind of
yeah,
houses were they like when you. It's funny to say latchkey because it was like it implies that like someone had to unlock something, but like there wasn't any unlocking really.
No, if the
I
let there being a key there, I was gonna say, but yeah, or underneath the mat or something along those lines. But it was
wasn't
it
even
was
that at Sherman Avenue.
exactly. But it,
My apartment nowadays isn't locked. My parents' apartment isn't locked. My sister's house isn't locked.
oh, hey,
yeah,
hey.
my my
Okay.
apartment door does stay open a lot of the time, but I've also got a bunch of security people that you can't just walk in. You can't just walk into, sorry, I would go into that. But yeah, no, so
A
with that
doorman
being
building, eh?
said, yeah, yeah, fancy.
Scott used to live in one of those New York City doorman buildings where there was
Hmm.
a human being sitting at a desk, but he absolutely you could literally just walk right past him every time.
Would he buzz you up to the floor you
No, there
wanted
was
to
no
go to?
buzzer. He literally just sat there.
Ah, okay. Well, you
That's
had
good.
somebody there just in case. So if they did call the police, he could help them get into the building and say, no, this is the way right here. This is how you get here. That makes sense. So, knowing what a Xennial is now, Chris, would you describe yourself as a Xennial? Would you feel that you are described as one or no? You still think it's all BS?
Yeah, whatever you want me to answer. I don't know.
I think that was about as stumbling an answer. Yeah.
Like if you surveyed 100 people, what's the worst topic to talk about on a podcast? Nobody would come up with this.
Specifically for this group, I didn't think this would resonate.
Survey says.
Particular group either. Like whatever new thing you could come up for this group. Yeah, we're between those years, and sure, we had that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you could come up with whatever at this point.
Hence the
I don't know.
question, is
I'm
it
really
taken or not?
not doing a good job here, bringing
You're
anyone
No,
doing awesome.
you're doing great.
in.
You're doing excellent.
Really,
The other, so
Can you hug Scott?
what I will say is being in our generation, we got to see the evolution of Black comedy, is what I feel, because we saw at the very beginning the rise of Eddie Murphy from comedian and delirious. The very end, we didn't really get Richard Pryor. We
No,
didn't
right.
really get
Yeah.
Red Fox. We didn't get Bill Cosby, even Bill Cosby when he was doing himself and all stuff. We didn't get that. We got Eddie Murphy. We got the rise of Eddie Murphy. We got In Living Color. We got Def Comedy Jam. You get all of that. You get the George Carlin Swan song. I just had to add in there because
He
you
wasn't
still
black.
get. No, I know, but he's
Okay.
George Carlin. But all of that, and then it leads to the original Kings of Comedy, and then Chappelle Show at the end side of it. Which, yeah,
how are you leaving
what
out Chris Rock? How is his name not brought up in this yet?
that's a Def Comedy Jam.
I mean, he's not.
Chris Rock as his own entity.
Yeah, I mean
That's
the
his own entity.
I'm just saying
I
you left out a really really big one.
I
But
I left out a lot of people in there,
sure.
but yes, there's a lot. I mean, in just glancing over it, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
we've got
no,
some
nothing.
terrific
What's your question?
comedy. Yeah, I want to know the question too. Has there been good comedy? Is that the question?
It wasn't a question; it was a statement that we've watched the evolution of
Okay.
of
Yeah,
black comedy. That's it.
agreed.
I just like the fact that we got to see it. I got to see it at the very least. It does make a difference, and it's not just with those comedians, but uh it comes back because they're all those times, all the different comedians I just described, all of them were funny in that moment. And I guess the question is, does that comedy stand up? Like, can you watch In Living Color and still laugh today? Can you watch Def Comedy Jam and still laugh today? I mean, and I guess you might still laugh, but is it still funny?
I can absolutely watch almost all of that stuff. I would like to uh make sure we reference Robert Townsend for ushering in the whole
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's family to
Mm-hmm.
us.
Yeah.
Those HBO
He's
specials were epic.
he
Um,
directs Eddie Murphy. He directs what is it? I want to say directs Raw, but again,
yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that we
yeah,
and then the in this I don't know if I brought it up on one of these podcasts, but the Gerard Carmichael, Lil Rel, Tiffany Haddish crew, the Carmichael show I thought was great, and some of the stuff that's come out of that. Um, there you go. And actually,
I,
what was the HBO? Uh, man, I'm totally gonna butcher the name of this series. It was a it was a black lady sketch comedy show a couple years
hmm
ago. Did you watch it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about because that's where I want to say isn't that where Quinta was or Quinta Brunson, who's on Abbott Elementary. I think she was on that. Yeah, I know of what you speak of, but all that I view as its post Chappelle show. It's that is what, it has, it's morphed into everything that it now has become. But
It's
yeah,
20 plus years ago, that stuff, the Chappelle, you know?
Yeah,
yeah,
a long
yeah.
time ago. I do think the stuff holds up. I will say this about In Living Color. I often, not often, every once in a while, I'll go back and look at In Living Color skits. And I'm not even talking about the more progressive lens we look at things nowadays and say, well, I probably should have said that. But some of, I know this is a stupid statement. I'm not even going to say it. The stuff that's really good is really good, but then sometimes there are some that are duds, and you're like,
Mhm.
oof, that was on TV. And again, not even for like the politically correct stuff. There's just some sketches or some like, and you're just like, wow, that was not funny at all. Like
Yeah,
who?
like
um, and
like a
then
Saturday Night Live episode where you're just
yeah,
like,
oh,
wow, that was a
absolutely,
really
yeah. You're like,
horrible
holy
sketch
Jesus, that skit was dying from Jump
from
Street.
Jump, from Jump. Yeah.
Dan Filowitz and I were actually having a conversation last night. We were talking about the original Kings of Comedy, and I know it's hard to like rank these things, but like Bernie Mac's set
Hmm.
is as good a set as you can have in comedy.
It's up there.
It like you
Yeah.
can't be any funnier.
He's it's
I agree.
fascinating that there's, oh, sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No, no, please, please, you go.
No,
I
you
was
said
just
I
gonna say
agree.
that, oh, I was gonna say the fact that you had four different quote closers,
Mm-hmm.
four different, I'm the person who's gonna be the 60-minute finale. There's gonna be three comedians in front of me, then I'm the closer of this. And out of those four closers, there were the three of them said, yeah, no, Bernie's finishing this. Bernie's gonna
Right.
close this because it's Bernie Mac. But yeah.
And Cedric had a closing set. And
Hmm.
then Bernie went and was like, yeah, that was great, said, but like, I'm going to a different level.
Yeah, I mean, and my point, not my point, but I mentioned all of those, the evolution of black comedy, all of those comics, all of those comedic entities I said were nationwide entities. Like everybody laughed at Eddie Murphy, everybody laughed at In Living Color, everybody laughed at Def Comedy Jam, um, everybody laughed at the Original Kings of Comedy, everybody laughed at Chappelle Show. What is there anything now that kind of has that full nationwide appeal that is not euthanized and basically streamed down to just, you know, the, you
Uh,
understand what I'm
no,
saying?
I think the answer is no. But I also, I don't want to move on from this subject without
I'm
leaving,
not trying
without
to. Go
referencing a
ahead.
couple other comics and sets in particular that are standout. There's a D. Ray Davis set from one of those Shack specials. I don't know what,
Okay.
like I don't even know what those were called. They were like they put out a bunch of these like comedy specials where you had like four or five comics in it, probably like
Captain the
a Kevin
Fool.
Hart set and maybe like a Tommy Davidson or somebody or someone.
Yeah. D.
And
Ray Davis, you said?
D-Ray's on one of those, and he absolutely destroys. It's one of the greatest sets. And
Okay.
then the Cat Williams. I mean, Cat Williams got multiple specials that are
Yeah.
tremendous. But the Pimp Chronicles, I think the second Pimp Chronicles, or I don't even know. I want to say part two, but I might be wrong. Maybe it is just the Pimp Chronicles part one, and there isn't a part two. I don't know. That's great. I'm referencing something that I'm not giving you the exact show. The one where he's wearing the green outfit. That's one of the great.
Yes. Yeah. 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 That's
Yes.
the I mean, that's
Yes.
the classic Cat
But
Williams.
also he has like I can
No, he
reference
has other ones, but that one
multiple
is
specials.
Another
That
one.
guy's amazing,
that's his
amazing.
opus.
And he came out of, to me, like left field. I was watching the Friday movies in real time as we were getting them, and I
Mhm.
did not know that he was going to be the stand-up comedian that he turned out to be.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen Tracy Morgan do a lot of stand-up comedy. I'm actually in there's one of his HBO specials that was taped at the Apollo where at the end of the special he walks to the end of the stage and like we stood up and we're clapping. I'm in the front row and I guess he came over and like high fives me at the end of the special in like a very awkward like why I don't know what he was coming over to do, so I gave him a high
Right.
five as he was coming
Nice.
over. You can actually go back and watch that awkward end of a of a clip on HBO.
Humble brag.
But yeah, there's that's what I wanted to make sure I got in. I'm really wanted to make sure I ground this entire podcast to a halt
About you.
with the
Oh no,
Trey
I
Morgan story that didn't. I guess I was referencing that like he's another comic that I didn't expect
Yeah.
to be
I
a
just
good
happen to
stand-up.
have you in the
I
story.
don't want to even put him in the
have to
Cat
be
Williams
part of it. Yeah, which
world.
is
He's
fine.
not. Cat Williams is so much better. But anyway,
Yeah, I always find it very interesting because it's like I have Tracy Morgan is a stand-up comic, but I almost feel like he is much better as the
100%.
comic entity that he kind of is,
Yeah.
whether it's just being whether he's whatever Tina Fey is found him to do, or him on the sidelines watching a Knick game, or just being Tracy Morgan. Just yeah, that. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, funny, funny,
You
funny
were
dude. Clearly one of the funnier dudes. I just wanted to make sure I referenced Cat Williams. That was the thing. I know I've said Cat Williams maybe 9 or 10 times now on this podcast. So Cat Williams.
so
Got
is
it.
it you gotta add one more time? Is that what gets you the what gets you the points?
He just wants to get it in your head. Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Like subconscious.
I'm trying to grow my hair like Cat Williams too.
He almost got it curled out a little bit. It's curled in instead of curling out on him because because when he
Oh,
had it in that Pimp Chronicles episode, he had it where it came down and it curled out and away towards his head as I'm knocking my headphones and microphone trying to move my hair out, which isn't
did
exist
you
because I have a
did
bald
you
head.
see that when it came out? Did you see that the year it came out at least, or did you see that years later? That special.
I mean, yeah, was that like that's like 04, 05. I was gonna say it's somewhere around there. It's it's post Kings of Comedy and right around Chappelle Show. I want to
After,
say it's
yeah,
right
right after.
before or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's around the same time. Um,
So good.
yeah, but even that, like we're talking about Cat Williams, it's like he's releasing specials now, and I watched his most recent special and I laughed and everything like that. But I don't know. It's are they as funny? Because they are not, but are they going to be considered as funny with a whole landscape where it just feels like that you can't be funny doing it like that? Or is that not the case? You know what I mean? It's like Cat Williams' legacy. He's able to do that and be that and that funny and get a nationwide appeal doing it being that funny. Is there anybody who can come in that same in his footsteps coming forward? I mean, is there anybody who you would look who
I would
you
hope
were
so.
talking about? Is there anybody who's like that now that
I
I'm
would
not
hope that
thinking
there
of?
are voices, not that I'm aware of right now, but I hope that there
Mhm.
are voices that are going to come up that
That
we
can
want
and
to
will.
hear that will. I referenced Gerard Carmichael earlier. I haven't heard him in the last year, but when I hear him speak, I think he's very, very funny and very smart, and I like what he has to talk, what he's talking about. I'm trying to think of some of the other guys that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't come prepared with a list today, but
No, well,
he happens to be one of the voices that I do.
if you don't have a list now, then that's it. Then it won't. It's just that's
Not that
it.
it won't. We just don't know who it is right now.
No, Chris, he doesn't have the list. If he doesn't have the list now, then then that's it. Then we're never gonna be back to this. It's never gonna come back again. So in fact, we're gonna end it now. We're going straight to the trivia question because you don't have the list. Um, so we were talking about the original Kings of Comedy. It was directed by Spike Lee, distributed by Paramount. It was an estimated $3 million budget. It made $11 million on the opening weekend, which was on 840, 850 screens, let's just say. Matrix, which opened the year before, opened on 2,800 screens. So, based off of that, how much did it eventually gross, cinema wise, according to Wikipedia? That's the number I'm looking for. It made 11 million on the opening weekend.
All right,
Chris, you got a number? How much did it eventually gross?
I got one. Yeah.
68 million.
Oh, shoot.
68 million?
Wow.
Scott?
I was only gonna put 31 at 31 million,
31.
but you
Chris,
thought
68. Anyone want to change? No, not at
uh
all. Oh, and
2.
with that, just like we're
31.
not coming back, just like we're not coming back to talk
That
about
list?
the
Oh no,
thing.
we're opening next week's show with my list.
That's it. Thanks for listening. However, whether it was on Spotify or Pandora, if you're listening on Apple, please leave a review. You can watch this and see Scott and his hair and any other original images
Oh,
in every
look at your
episode
face
on
on this thing too.
youtube.com backslash at Terminal Pod. It's a channel for all your questions. The answer to tonight's trivia question will be in the description. Chris, Scott, thank you very much. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.